Okay guys, it's time for another one of these Habs news update thing-a-dings. And in today's video, yet again, we've got quite a bit of shenanigans to cover. It's the Habs. There's always stuff to talk about. We've got a whole variety of news, from the upcoming draft, some injury updates, trade rumors, the devil, and we've got to talk about a special little birthday boy. Now, ain't that gonna be something? But first, before we begin, if you're a fan of the Habs, or your new superhero is Samuel Montembeault, then please consider subscribing to my channel, as I upload a ton of hockey content and would really enjoy having some more of you grasshoppers tag along for the ride. So, let's start this thing off by giving a shout out to my man, or her man, Samuel Montembeault. This guy had a little bit of a rough time starting things off with the Canadiens, but I think we can all agree the past couple of games, this guy has been hung out to dry, and he's been pretty much the best player on the ice. He actually made a little bit of history. This was the first time the Montreal Canadiens faced 50 shots on back-to-back games. But Samuel Montembeault did pretty damn good. Without Montembeault's stellar goaltending, these games would have very well been out of reach. Over 100 shots in 2 games, and somehow Montembeault pulls 3 points out of his arse. Not too shabby at all. Speaking of goaltenders, we've got a Carey Price update. A couple of days ago, they told us that Carey Price has suffered yet another setback. Okay, every time this guy seems like he's getting close, he just slips back down the mud hole. From what I've been hearing, it sounds like he's going to be out for another 6 to 8 weeks. And to expand on this a little, Dominique Ducharme would confirm that Jake Allen is also expected to miss roughly 8 weeks. Allen did join the Habs on the beginning of this road trip just after New Year's, but it looked like he tweaked something. And yeah, this is Montembeault's team now. Who would have thought we'd ever be saying that, huh? Next up, with the future uncertain for a lot of players on the Habs roster, a lot of fans are left wondering if some of these guys are going to ask for a trade. Times are tough, right? And maybe they just don't want to be here anymore, but supposedly Josh Anderson wants to stay. He told the media, quote, "I love it here in Montreal. I signed a long-term deal for a reason. That reason is to stay here in Montreal and to win here." And let's be honest, I don't want to see Anderson go anywhere right now. He is one of the few that I want to keep. I'm not sure what he's going to look like during the second half of that contract he signed, but as of right now, he definitely looks like a keeper. Because when he's not scoring goals, he still exists. Which is more than I can say about the majority of the team. He's definitely a good role model for the kids. I say we keep him. How about you? Moving on, we got a minor injury update here. As Renaud Lavoie would say, Brendan Gallagher will be returning with the team next week. It feels kind of crazy because players are coming back. Montreal has had a pretty depleted lineup throughout the entire season, but it seems like Paul Byrne is close, Joel Edmondson is pretty close. A lot of these boys are soon going to be returning to the lineup, which is nice. It's a good thing. Although, I do think that the Canadiens may rise a little bit in the standings once their lineup gets back to, perfectly healthy, which is possibly going to hurt their chances of picking first overall. But, about that pick. You see, Grant McKegg yesterday, a former scout of the Canadiens, had a few things to say about Shane Wright and the first round of this year's draft. McBilly would say, quote, "If I had the top pick of the 2022 NHL draft, I would seriously consider trading down. The last time I said that was exactly 1 decade ago when Edmonton was expected to take Yakupov first overall. I don't think there was a clear-cut number 1 that year, and I feel the same way this year." Jeez, that doesn't sound too good at all. It seems like every week we're hearing more and more negative things about the draft, but hey, I've been trying not to listen to too much of that shit. I don't think the Habs should trade down. It's not often you get a shot at a high pick like this. We've got new management, and I'm pretty optimistic about what these guys can do. More from Billy Kegg. He also would make another tweet that I thought was interesting, as he would say that he heard a comment from another NHL scout claiming that Logan Mailloux reminds him of a younger Brent Burns. Holy shit, obviously this is a long shot, but still entertaining nonetheless. Mayu picked up a couple of points again last night. He's now got 3 goals and 3 assists just because he knows it's my favorite number, giving him 6 points in 4 games. So you might want to keep an eye on him. As for the Habs' new general manager, master manipulator, negotiator, Kent Hughes, apparently he's been busy. Not only did he have a birthday, but he also admitted that he's been involved in some trade talk already with a few general managers around the NHL. Also, before he even got in here, Jeff Gordon was involved in some trade chatter as well. The flea market is open. So, expect anything. Now, Darren Drager was on Toronto's TSN radio shit show yesterday. Supposedly, he entertained the idea of Ben Chiarot possibly joining the Leafs. I don't know about you guys, but the thought of seeing Ben Chiarot wearing a Leaf jersey, it's sick and it's disrespectful. Jeez. I do think Uncle Ben can get moved at any time. We've already heard reports of the Rangers, the Blues, the Panthers all showing interest in Ben. He's a marked man. Teams are probably looking at his performance during last year's playoffs for Montreal, but for God's sake, please not Toronto. Give it up! Also, apparently Kent Hughes made note that there will be a captain next season. Sounds like he's going to pick somebody himself. The obvious candidates are Brendan Gallagher, Nick Suzuki, Jeff Petrie, Michael Pizzetta. But apparently, when Kent Hughes was asked about Nick Suzuki growing into a leader, he would reference how Mark Recchi kind of came into the Bruins organization and mentored Patrice Bergeron. They say it feels like Hughes would love to bring in a similar leader for Suzuki. Here we go, right? This Patrice Bergeron shit is never going to end, so get ready for it for the remainder of the season. Anyway, guys, that does it for this update. The Habs are set to square off against the Colorado Avalanche tonight, so get ready for that. If there's any more news throughout the day, I will pin it to the top of the comment section. Don't be shy to leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking, all that good stuff, and hey, I'll see you next time.